your last semester. As it was the first session, we have made a slight change in the timetable, and instead of the strategic cost management, which was earlier scheduled, we shifted it to Indian ethos. Because being the first lecture, it is very important that we should be providing you certain guidelines, certain instructions, because this is your final semester, last semester. So now, your last semester, you might be aware of that it will be offline examination, not online examination. I hope that everyone is aware of that
Yes,
your
sir.
last semester examination will be offline, where you have to come to the college and you have to write the answers to the questions given in the question paper. So you have to take this your fourth semester very seriously. The students who are present over the lecture, in the lecture, we can assume that yes, they are sincere and they are taking it sincerely or seriously. Out of the class of 80, only 9 students are present. Please remember that your final semester can be a tough semester if everything goes well, and if there is no fourth wave of this COVID pandemic, then definitely your final semester will be offline mode. So start practicing writing practice also, because most of you have not practiced writing for the last more than 2 years. We are accustomed to appearing for the examination through online mode, that okay, 4 options will be there or 5 options will be given, and we have to click the right option, and that will be the examination. That is what for the last 4 5 semester you have been appearing for, but last semester is offline. One important thing which we thought we should bring it to your notice is that we have started with placement activities. We have started contacting the companies, and companies have also started contacting the institutes, the various institutes. Now the feedback which we have received from the companies is not very good. The general feedback of number of companies or most of the companies is that the students who have learned through online mode, they are not clear in their concepts. As per the views of the companies, that students are not studying the subjects seriously, so they are unaware of the important concepts. Suppose if finance students are there, they are not aware of the meaning of ratios, type of ratios, how many ratios are there, which ratio is used for what purpose. If HR is there, they are not aware of the important concepts like what are the various ways of hiring, what are on the job, off the job training methods. So similarly, we have received this feedback of other specializations also, and we have received this feedback from the companies. So please brush up your concepts, because after this, you will be appearing for your final interviews. or some of you might have received the messages from the institute that we have started with our placement activities and we have started calling the students to the institute, because we do not want to send the send the students directly to the final interview. We will be conducting certain mock interviews in the institute wherein we will be guiding you how to answer the questions asked in the interview, how to prepare for the interviews. Important tips will be given by the institute, and then you will be sent for the final interviews. So please start taking everything seriously, because you do not have time. You have lost your 3 semesters, and within a period of say 2 or 3 months, you will be completing your MBA degree. So before starting with our today's session, just last thing I would like to share is the result analysis which we have received from the university. Around 2 years back, or more than 2 years back, the result of MBA of Savitribai Phule Pune University was 67%. And now the result is 99.97%. So just imagine, 2 years back, the result was 67%. And within a period of 2 years, the result has increased to the level of 99.97%. It means that only those students who were absent in the online examination, they were failed. Otherwise, everyone has passed. Passing the examination has become very easy in online mode, but it will not guarantee you a job unless and until you have developed the skills required for the job. Now, this is one analysis which we have received from the university, that there is a tremendous increase or drastic increase in the result of MBA. Then there are other statistics also, the statistics related to the employability skills. Now, the statistics related to your result, it shows an upward increase and a very sharp increase, a very fast increase from 67% to directly 99.97% in a matter of 2 years. But the other statistics, on the other hand, it shows same sharp decline in the employability skills of the student. And it shows that very few students who have completed their MBA in the last 2 years are having the employability skills required for a job. And we are not sharing this on our own. We have received these statistics from the companies. And the companies have started giving instructions to the colleges that if you want to send your students to the interview, please prepare them first and then send for the interview, because the feedback of the company says that even if the student is asked that what subjects you have read in your first semester or what subjects were there in your second semester, they are unable to answer. This is a feedback which we have received from the companies. Not only we, but all the other MBA institutes, they are also receiving the same kind of feedback. you might be aware of that, or I don't know how many of you have seen the HDFC Bank advertisement. Anyone who has seen the HDFC Bank advertisement, which was there on the paper? किसी ने देखा है कि HDFC का जो हायरिंग, जो रिक्रूटमेंट का नोटिस था, बहुत फेमस एडवर्टाइजमेंट हुई अभी पिछले साल ही, काफी कंट्रोवर्शियल हुई, किसी ने देखी है क्या वो? I hope my voice is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, anyone who has seen that advertisement? किसी ने देखा है वो एडवर्टाइजमेंट? Yes or no? No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
अच्छा, किसी ने भी नहीं देखा है। ऐसे काम की चीजें नहीं देखते। So in that advertisement, just Google that advertisement and you will see that advertisement, which was published by HDFC Bank. In the advertisement, in bold letters, it was mentioned that COVID batch students are not allowed for the interview. They are not eligible for the interview. And they have released HDFC. You all are aware that it is one of the leading bank, the topmost private bank in India, which has clearly mentioned in its advertisement of recruitment of MBA students that they do not require students from the COVID batch, a stamp of COVID batch. Now, what made the topmost Indian bank to release such type of advertisement? Please remember that whenever a advertisement is released in a newspaper or in a public platform, it is checked and rechecked at various levels in the company. So you can understand that before releasing that advertisement, it would have been sanctioned or passed by various authorities in the bank. Now, when this advertisement was released, it created a lots of controversy, and number of student wings, they reacted against this advertisement. They made the company to roll back this advertisement. Now, when it was asked to the company that why they have released such type of controversial act, why they have categorically mentioned in bold letters that COVID batch is not allowed, and then the company, then the bank shared its frustration that they were investing their time in calling the students for the interview, online and offline. They were making expenses in arranging for the online and offline interviews of the students. But after arranging so many interviews and after conducting so many interviews, they were not able to find right type of candidates for the jobs. And they made a research, they made an analysis, and it was concluded that the student who are getting the MBA degrees after 2020 or in late 2020, after that, they are not having any skill set required for the job. Finance student, they are not aware of the basic finance concepts. Marketing students not aware of marketing concepts. Same is the case with other specialization students also. And because of that frustration, they have they had released that advertisement. Now, although they have rolled that advertisement back, but does it mean that they have started recruiting the students from this batch? The answer is no. So publicly they have rolled back the advertisement. Publicly they have released another advertisement, which I don't know if you have this advertisement, how many of you would have seen that advertisement? And that advertisement was released on electronic media platform. Anyone who has seen the advertisement after that advertisement, जब न्यूज़पेपर में ये कंट्रोवर्शियल एड पब्लिश हुआ, बहुत सारी कंट्रोवर्सी हुई, बैंक का नाम थोड़ा सा नीचे गया, जैसे ही उनको लगा कि बैंक की इमेज खराब हो रही है, बैंक ने एक नया एड रिलीज किया. क्या किसी ने वो एड देखा है? जो एड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया पे काफी चलाया गया. एनीवन हु हैज सीन दैट एडवर्टाइजमेंट? नो. So no one has seen. So please see that advertisement also. So the moral of the story is that although they have rolled back the advertisement, that doesn't guarantee that they will be taking the MBA students from this COVID batch very easily. Because again, if they are having the same problem which they have been facing for the last 2 years, that the students who are completing their MBAs, they're not having their basic concepts clear, then again the job opportunities are very few. So it is not that job opportunities are not there in the market because of COVID-19. On the contrary, we will say that there are ample job opportunities, but there is lack of eligible candidates. Eligible means not only your educational qualification wise, you have scored 90% marks in MBA. These 90% marks will not guarantee you a job if you do not have your basic concepts clear, if you do not have the required skills for that particular job. So please, your last 3 months are remaining. Take these last 3 months seriously. Start preparing for interviews. Start reading the basic concepts. Google is there, YouTube is there. Take the help of these platforms and to try to brush up your skills or try to develop your skills which are required for the job. Then only you will get a good job in the market. Otherwise, it is very difficult. The picture is not rosy. The picture is tough, the picture is difficult, the picture is hard, and you have to make it rosy. If you have qualities, if you have skills, then you have ample opportunities. Please remember, now the company is looking for a skilled person, a student who is having, say, good academic knowledge as well as other skills required for the job. And this is the right opportunity where you can get a good job, because most of the other students, they are not having the required skill set. And if you brush up, you develop your skills, you will be able to get the job, and that too a good job with a decent package. But for that, you need to do a hard work. You have to develop yourself. In the third semester, in my lecture only, I had given you an information that the institute has decided that we will be giving our students e-magazines, particularly related to the business environment. We had subscribed also to various e-magazines, 10, 12 e-magazines we had shared, not only the Indian magazines, but also the magazines which were having the information, the articles related to the business environment of other countries, particularly the developed countries also. And the idea behind that was that it will increase your knowledge. So one time we mailed you all these magazines, and we were expecting a response from your side, that have you downloaded those magazines, were those magazines good, do you want to continue with those magazines? And none of the student has reported to the college, online or offline, that we want to read these magazines, so please continue with it. And we had to stop those magazines, because why to pay if it is not being used by the students? So develop your skills, otherwise very soon you will realize that the picture is not that good. And then don't start blaming the college, that college has not given us employment, college has not given us the job. College is ready to give you job. College has already started with the placement activity. College has already called the student to the institute, but it is from your side. So far, only 3 students have come for the placement activities, for the mock interviews, which are being conducted by our honorable founder secretary, our honorable director. So when the highest authority of the institute is taking interest in developing your skills, it is your responsibility, it is your duty to come to the institute and check where you stand now. And still you are having time. If you lose this time, then it is very difficult. If honorable founder secretary, if honorable director is ready to spare their time for you, They are ready to give their experience to you. Then we are just unable to understand why around 60 students who have shown interest in getting placement from the institute, why only 3 students are turning up? Why only 3 students have come so far for these placement activities? We will be after you only for 3 months. After 3 months, you will complete your MBA and your juniors will come in second year, and we will start concentrating on their placement activities. Then don't blame the institute for not providing placement. It's a two-way process. It is not a one-way process. As since our day one, 2 years back, when we had started the session, we had made it very clear that MBA lectures are not your UG college lectures, where one teacher joins the session and only he talks, the others listen very passively. It has to be an interactive session. But 3 semesters have passed. We could not make it interactive session. Only few students, they were interacting in the sessions. Rest not at all interacted in the session. And for interaction also, one common thing required is that you have to be prepared. जब मुझे आता होगा तभी तो मैं क्लास में बोलूंगा, और आएगा कैसे? जब मैं पढ़ाई करूंगा। और पढ़ाई करने के लिए अगर मेरे पास समय ही नहीं है तो फिर इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. आई कैन स्पेंड hours and hours on Insta, Facebook, and WhatsApp and other social media platforms, but I do not have a single hour to be prepared for the session. Then it becomes very difficult. In interview also, it's a two-way process. You will be asked certain question by the interviewer, and it is expected that you should respond. Now, the way you passively attend the sessions without responding, then it becomes very difficult. Then don't think that the company will assume that as you have scored 90%, no need to ask any question to you and directly you will be offered a offer letter. That is not going to happen. Even if you have received or got 90% marks, you will have to appear for the interview. You will have to answer the question asked in the interview on the basis of your 5-10 minute performance as well as your academics. You will be given a job, not solely on the basis of your academic performance. Please remember that. So don't blame the college, don't blame your parents, don't blame others. First, try to introspect. First, blame yourself that whether you have increased your knowledge to the level of expectation of the industry. If yes, then definitely you can blame the institute for not providing you the opportunity. But if you are unable to introduce yourself for 2 minutes, if you are not aware of what is to be included in your brief introduction, then it is not the responsibility of the institute. Then it is solely your responsibility. Right? So please, a humble request from our side will be that start working on yourself. start giving more time to yourself and start thinking of that after 3 months what you will be doing. पहले 5 साल ग्रेजुएशन हो गया, 2 साल पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन हो गया, अब क्या? अब अगर जॉब करना है तो अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करना बहुत जरूरी है, नहीं तो मार्केट में जॉब नहीं है। ऐसे लोगों के लिए तो बिल्कुल भी जॉब नहीं है कि जिनको स्किल्स नहीं है, जिनके पास, जिनको बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स ही नहीं पता, ऐसे लोगों के लिए बिल्कुल भी जॉब नहीं है। प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट। सो दैट वाज related to the general instruction, general guideline, which we thought that we should be sharing with you, being the first lecture of the final semester. So time is very less and the amount of work which you have to do is enormous. So just start concentrating on how you can develop your skills so that you can get a good job. Those who are already working, they will definitely agree. Suppose from this, how many of you are working?
So, Neha here, I'm working.
Ha, Neha is working. Okay. Neha, suppose others will always be thinking that being a teacher, it is the job of the teacher that he will be talking and only talking. As you are working, what is your expectation or the expectation of your company from a fresh graduate? Whether you are expecting, you are means your company is expecting that only a MBA degree will suffice. क्या लगता है आपको क्या होना चाहिए MBA में?
Sir, actually, as per my point of view, like the Amdocs is also hiring the freshers. They are also
हाँ,
arranging the interviews online mode, offline mode. मतलब both चालू हैं. But as per
हाँ,
my perspective, I think the degree is not important. For freshers, I can say they should be able to present themselves. At least they should introduce themselves. Or apart from this, I think actually at least they should have basic knowledge, because they are freshers. तो कंपनी अंडरस्टैंड करती है कि वो फ्रेशर्स हैं और वो लोग उनको ट्रेनिंग देके सिखा देंगे जो कि टेक्निकल थिंग्स होती हैं. बट
very
एटलीस्ट
good,
दे शुड बी एबल टू प्रेजेंट देयर बेसिक नॉलेज अबाउट उनका जो फील्ड है उसके बारे में. तो एटलीस्ट उनको उनके बारे में बताना आना चाहिए. दे शुड शो देयर कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल, बिकॉज दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. क्योंकि कॉन्फिडेंस
very
नहीं
good.
रहता है बच्चों में, तो उस वजह से
हाँ,
समटाइम्स जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन स्टूडेंट्स
हाँ,
रिजेक्ट हो जाते हैं. क्योंकि कंपनी
very
को भी
good.
पता है कि उन्हें पता नहीं है कि टेक्निकल चीजें कैसे होती हैं. तो उसके लिए
हाँ,
ट्रेनिंग के लिए एमडॉक्स अपने पैसे खर्च करके बच्चों को मतलब ट्रेनिंग देके वो एक्सपर्ट बना देती है. बट
हाँ,
जो लैक ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन होता है, अपने आप को प्रेजेंट करना होता है, ओवरऑल अपना जो पर्सनैलिटी डेवलपमेंट होता है वो हमें ही करना पड़ेगा. मीन्स एज ए स्टूडेंट
हाँ,
जो फ्रेशर्स हैं उन्हीं को ही करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उसके लिए कंपनी आपको सपोर्ट नहीं कर पाएगी. बेस्ड ऑन दैट कंपनी विल हायर दी स्टूडेंट्स. Their knowledge, their basic knowledge,
हाँ.
their confidence, their personality, and their I mean way of thinking.
Very good, and thank
My
you.
observation. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And it is absolutely correct. We have received the same feedback from the companies also. जैसे अभी नेहा ने बताया, अभी मैं बताऊंगा तो शायद सबको लगेगा कि इनका तो काम है इसीलिए ये बोलते ही रहेंगे, पर नेहा इज योर से फेलो स्टूडेंट, तो वो एक स्टूडेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ही आपको बताया उन्होंने कि ठीक है, कंपनी सोच सकती है कि आप फ्रेशर हैं तो आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, पर कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन तो कंपनी भी कर रही है आपसे कि आप में कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए, आपकी पर्सनैलिटी अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आपका कम्युनिकेशन अच्छा होना चाहिए, आपको अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस अच्छे से करते आना चाहिए, आपके बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर होने चाहिए, इसके लिए कंपनी कुछ नहीं कर सकती। और ये सिर्फ नेहा की कंपनी नहीं है या उसका फीडबैक नहीं है, ये जनरल फीडबैक है। सारी कंपनीज को यही टाइप के लोग चाहिए। तो यहां पे कंपनी आपको हेल्प नहीं कर सकती। तो चेक कीजिए, क्या मेरी कम्युनिकेशन अच्छी है, क्या मैं उसे इंप्रूव कर सकता हूं या कर सकती हूं, क्या मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस है। कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे आता है? बहुत सिंपल है। आपके बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स अगर क्लियर रहेंगे तो अपने आप कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा। मुझे सवाल पूछा गया, मैं इंटरव्यू में बैठा हूं, मुझे अगर वो सवाल का जवाब आता है तो मैं कॉन्फिडेंटली बताऊंगा। मुझे दूसरा सवाल पूछा गया, वो भी नहीं आता, तीसरा सवाल पूछा गया, वो भी नहीं आता, मेरी बॉडी लैंग्वेज ही उस पे दिखेगा क्या कॉन्फिडेंस मेरे फेस पे? नहीं दिखेगा। क्यों नहीं दिखेगा? क्योंकि मुझे नॉलेज नहीं है। तो जब तक हम पढ़ेंगे नहीं, जब तक हमारा नॉलेज इंप्रूव नहीं होगा, तब तक हम में कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ सकता। कॉन्फिडेंस आने के लिए आपके बेसिक कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर होना बहुत जरूरी है। So please remember that. So it is not only that we are sharing, you have just listen to what Neha has also shared as she is working, and she has given the feedback of her company also, that what are the expectation of her company, and that those are the same expectations of the other companies also. So only 2-3 months are there. So please develop those skills, then ample opportunities are there. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So that was related to the important instructions. Now we will first take a brief look on what we will be discussing in the Indian ethos in the today's subject, which we will be discussing. The name of the subject is Indian ethos and business ethics. Now, in our third semester, one part we had, or major portion of one part of this course we have already discussed, and that is related to business ethics under corporate governance. The next part, or the initial part, that is Indian ethos, we will be discussing. So the name of the course is Indian ethos and business ethics. Anyone who can give me the meaning of what is Indian ethos? What is Indian ethos? So it is very simple. Indian ethos means the traditional or the culture, the age old practices which are being followed in India is covered under Indian ethos. Now, how these age old practices, traditions, customs, or culture can be implemented in the organization, in the industry, that we are mainly going to discuss. So Indian ethos is also called as, in simple we can say, Bharatiya Sanskriti. Now in this subject we will be discussing some part of history also, because when we are talking about Bharatiya Sanskriti, we all are aware that we are one of the oldest civilization in the world. हमारी जो भारतीय संस्कृति है वो बहुत प्राचीन है. So that some sort of history also we will be discussing. Now, how those concepts are relevant in today's world also, that also we will be discussing. We will be discussing the life cycle of karma also. I hope that everyone is aware of what is karma. हम लोग पहले से सुनते आ रहे हैं कि जैसे कर्म करेंगे वैसे ही फल मिलेंगे। तो वो जो कर्म है वो कहां से शुरू हुए, वो कैसे होने चाहिए, और उसका आज की लाइफ में, इंडस्ट्री में क्या रेलेवेंस है, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस। कि कर्म कैसे होने चाहिए, कर्म का फल कैसा होता है, दैट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग। देन we will be discussing our values also. Values related to, say, respecting the elders, showering love on our younger ones, respecting others. So all these values which we have developed from our parents, and our parents have got these values from their parents. So since ages, since hundreds and thousands of years of our Indian civilization, these values, these practices, these traditions, these customs have been developed. Now, whether these values are relevant in today's industrial landscape, that we are going to discuss in this. Then we will be discussing with the Indian model of management, where we will be discussing the management lessons from Mahabharata or from Ramayana. We all are aware that two very old scriptures है हमारे, रामायण, महाभारत, भगवत गीता। उसमें जो लर्निंग्स हैं, उसमें जो सीख है, क्या वो लर्निंग्स आज के लिए रेलिवेंट है, या वो 5000 साल पहले या 10,000 साल पहले लिखा गया था, इसीलिए आज रेलिवेंट नहीं है? क्या है, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस in this subject, in this course. Then we will also be talking about the economics. We will be talking about economics, and here we will be, say, discussing about the contribution of economics, or the contribution of Kautilya in the field of economics, who is often called as father of economics. तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें थी जो हमने शुरू की, पर वो आगे चल के उसका शायद लिंक नहीं रहा, या फिर जितना प्रमोट होना चाहिए था उतना प्रमोट नहीं हो पाया। इस वजह से उन किताबों को दूसरी कंट्रीज ने अपनी लैंग्वेज में प्रिंट किया, ऑथर्स अलग बदल गए, और जितना कंट्रीब्यूशन हमारा था, या हमारे जो भी ग्रेट लीडर्स थे, जो मैनेजमेंट थिंकर्स थे, उनका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है, जिस तरीके से हाईलाइट होना चाहिए था, वो हो नहीं पाया। बट नाउ अगेन द फोकस इज ऑन reviving the teachings of these heritage scriptures. जो आज हम इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ते हैं, जो बड़े बड़े इकोनॉमिक्स के टर्म्स हैं, हम लोग सुनते हैं लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स is considered as the best economic school in the world. But are we aware of that now this London School of Economics is considered as the best economic school in the world? But thousands of years back, the students or anyone who wanted to pursue higher education, they they came to India to pursue their higher education. जैसे हम लोग हायर एजुकेशन के लिए आज बाहर जाते हैं कि लंदन में जाके हम लोग एमएस करेंगे, अमेरिका में जाके हम लोग एमएस करेंगे एमबीए के बाद, वैसे ही पहले जिनको पढ़ाई करनी रहती थी हजारों साल पहले, वो भारत आते थे अपनी हायर एजुकेशन कंप्लीट करने के लिए. तो वी जस्ट कैन इमेजिन हाउ डेवलप्ड आवर सिविलाइजेशन वाज. वन book related to the economics is Kautilya's Arthashastra. You might have heard that Kautilya's Arthashastra is regarded as the book which deals with the minute details of economics. कि अगर किसी कंट्री की इकोनॉमिक्स को डील करना है तो वो कैसे करना है, ये उस बुक में लिखा हुआ है. और ये बुक किसी फॉरेन ऑथर ने नहीं लिखी, ये बुक इंडियन ऑथर ने लिखी है. एंड दैट टू इन द से 200 और सम बीसी. सो करीब करीब 2000 साल पहले ये बुक लिखी गई. एंड द पर्सन हु हैज रिटन दिस book is known as Kautilya. He is also known as Chanakya. So सबने ये नाम तो सुना ही है, बहुत फेमस नाम है इंडिया का. So he was the first person who came up with these ideas of economics, and he wrote that book called Arthashastra, Kautilya's Arthashastra. Later on, that book, the teachings of those books were taken by various foreign authors, and they came up with their ideas. And although we say that Kautilya is called as the father of the modern Arthashastra or economics, but it is not mentioned by the foreign authors. Why? Because we were not able to project our own philosophers, our own experts in the manner which the foreigners have done. And that was the reason why their contribution is not highlighted. So that we are going to discuss what was the contribution of Kautilya, what is karma, what is Ved, what are the different varnas, why these varna system came up. So all these things we will be discussing. Then we will be talking about the business ethics. So that business ethics part, many of the topics we have already discussed in the third semester under corporate governance. So we will have a quick overview of those points. Then we will be discussing certain case studies also, which we had 5-6 case studies related to corporate governance we had discussed in the third semester. Here the case studies related to ethical practices or business ethics we will be discussing. Some other cases we will be taking up for discussion. Then we will be talking about various models of management, various models of leadership which were highlighted in, say, Bhagavad Gita, in Ramayana, or in Mahabharata, that we will be discussing. So this subject will be a very interesting subject where we will try to explore what is the contribution of Indian authors in the field of modern management, and how the teachings which were written, or the teachings which were given thousands of years back, how those teachings are relevant in the modern industries also. That we are going to discuss in our next lectures. So tomorrow onwards, we will be starting with our first session of this first chapter of Indian ethos and Indian values. So come prepared. If you come prepared, then there will be discussion. If there is discussion, then there will be knowledge sharing or knowledge gaining will take place. Otherwise, as we have seen for the last 3 semesters, I'll be requesting you one time, two time that please come prepared and be participative in the session. If there is no response from your side, or if there is very less response from your side, then the same thing which we have been doing for the last 3 semesters, we will try to cover up our portion as early as possible, right? So thank you everyone for joining today's session. If you have any query before we wind up the session, please go ahead. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. Yes. Okay. So
So,
no queries.
so Neha here.
Yes, Neha.
Sir, just a small question regarding the exam format. I mean, जैसे ये theoretically होने वाला है, तो I
हाँ.
heard in news that it can be a 60-40 percentage wise, like 60% theory and then one line answer and then objective. तो ये ऐसा ही रहने वाला है या फिर पूरा ही theory रहेगा? Means how we need to prepare accordingly
We
for
have,
this one exam. Like we have given the objective kind of exams till third
yes,
semester.
yes, yes. As far as what we have received from the university till now, it goes like this, that your offline exam will be conducted, then the maximum marks will be 50, because 50 marks is internal, 50 marks is external.
Yes, sir.
Now regarding the pattern, whether it will be say 40% one line answers, or 60% then one paragraph, or 100 words or 200 words or 500 words, that details we are yet to receive from the university.
Okay, sir.
Don't believe in any news article
Okay.
till we forward it, because we do not believe, because every time you will see in one newspaper, you will see in the television channels also, they will come up with their ideas that this will be the method, this will be the, this is how the university is going to conduct the examination. That is not true. On number of occasions it is a, a wrong information only. The moment we receive a written guideline, not oral also, a written guideline from the university that this will be the pattern of final examination, we will immediately let you know that this is the pattern and this is how you need to prepare. Till then, just prepare for your offline examination. How that offline examination which will be conducted, how many say one liner will be there or not, fill in the blanks will be there or not, that is we cannot assure you, because we are not the authority. We have to follow the guideline of the university. As and when university gives us those guidelines, we will forward it to you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Okay.
was keen to know about it because
हाँ.
like we are used to write it because हम लोग assignment लिख रहे थे, तो
हाँ.
we have practice, but in order to increase the speed, I think
हाँ.
more writing is needed just
More
to
writing,
explain
yes,
the
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes,
that's why.
more writing is needed. But
Yes, sir.
only thing is that university has accepted that not university, but it is the government which has given the instructions to the university that for every 1 hour student shall be given 15 minutes extra. So bonus of 15 minutes for every hour. Suppose if your examination is of 2 hours, then you will be having 2.5 hours to appear for the examination. This is what the
Yes.
government is thinking of, but written guideline we are waiting for. As and when we receive the written guideline, we will immediately let you know. By
Yes.
then, please start practicing writing.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir, for the
Okay,
inputs.
thank you. Yes, thank you everyone. So in tomorrow's session, we will start with the first unit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.